Gospel message titled, Trusting God's Timing, the Power of Due Season. Life is full of seasons. There are seasons of joy and laughter, and there are seasons of tears and waiting. Some seasons feel like the rain is falling endlessly, blessing everything you touch. Other seasons feel like a desert, dry, silent, and lonely. But one of the greatest truths the Bible teaches us is this: God controls the seasons of our lives. Just like He decides when rain falls and when the harvest grows, He also decides the right time to bring blessings, answers, and breakthroughs into our lives. The scripture in Leviticus says, "I will give you rain in due season, and the land shall yield her increase, and the trees of the field yield their fruit." Leviticus 26 verse 4. This verse reminds us of a powerful promise. God will send the rain in due season, not too soon, not too late, but at the exact time when it will bring the greatest harvest. Waiting is one of the hardest parts of the Christian journey. When you've been praying for a job, a healing, a relationship, or a breakthrough, and nothing seems to change, you begin to wonder, has God forgotten me? Is He even listening? We've all been there. Maybe you are there right now. You've been faithful. You've prayed. You've believed. But heaven seems silent. Here's the truth you need to hold on to. God's silence is not His absence. His delay is not His denial. His timing is perfect. Think about it. If rain falls before the soil is ready, the seeds can be washed away. But if the rain comes at the right time, the harvest is plentiful. The same is true for your life. God knows when you are ready to handle what you are asking for. He knows the right season for your blessing. Here's what it means to trust God's timing. 1. Believing His plan is wiser than yours. We only see today, but God sees tomorrow, next year, and eternity. 2. Resting instead of worrying. When you know rain is coming, you don't panic in the drought. You prepare for the harvest. 3. Staying faithful in the waiting. Instead of giving up on prayer or losing hope, you keep serving God and others. The waiting season is not a wasted season. The Bible is full of men and women who had to wait for their due season, and their stories continue to encourage us today. Here are some powerful examples of God's perfect timing. 1. Abraham and Sarah waiting for a child. Genesis 21 verses 1 to 2. Abraham and Sarah were promised a son, but they waited 25 long years. By human standards, it was impossible. Sarah was too old. Abraham's body was weak. Yet, in God's timing, Isaac was born. Their story teaches us, God's promises don't expire. Delay is not defeat. What looks impossible to man is possible with God. 2. Joseph, from the pit to the palace. Genesis 50 verse 20. Joseph had dreams of greatness when he was young, but instead of instant success, he was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and thrown into prison. He waited more than 13 years before his dreams came true. But when the time was right, God lifted him from prison to become the second most powerful man in Egypt. His waiting was not wasted. It prepared him for leadership. His story reminds us, sometimes the delay is preparation. God uses the waiting to shape your character before He gives you the blessing. 3. David, anointed but not yet king. 2 Samuel 5 verse 4. David was chosen by God and anointed to be king while still a teenager. But he didn't take the throne right away. Instead, he spent years running from Saul, living in caves, and facing battles. It took about 15 years before he finally became king. David could have forced his way to power, but he chose to wait for God's timing. His story teaches us, just because God has shown you the promise doesn't mean it will happen immediately. Sometimes, God shows you the future to give you hope, but He takes you through a journey to prepare you for it. 4. Hannah, waiting for a child. 1 Samuel 1 verses 10 to 20. Hannah was brokenhearted because she couldn't have children. She prayed with tears, year after year. But one day, in God's perfect timing, He gave her Samuel, who became a mighty prophet of Israel. Her story shows us, God hears the cry of the brokenhearted. Prayerful waiting produces powerful answers. So what do these stories mean for us? 1. God's timing may test your patience, but it will never fail you. 2. Your waiting season is not wasted. It's preparing you for your due season. 3. The same God who came through for Abraham, Joseph, David, and Hannah will also come through for you. While you wait for your due season, here's how to wait in faith. 1. Keep believing. Don't let doubt steal your faith. 2. Keep praying. Stay connected to God. Prayer strengthens you while you wait. 3. Keep serving. Help others. Encourage someone else. Plant seeds of kindness. You will reap them in your season. 4. Keep trusting. Remind yourself daily, God is never late. My season will come. Listen, child of God, delay is not denial, and silence is not abandonment. If you are in a dry season, don't mistake it for defeat. Your rain is coming, your breakthrough is on the way, and when God moves, it will be greater than you ever imagined. Hold on. Keep praying, keep trusting, keep sowing seeds of faith, because in your due season, the floodgates of heaven will open, and no devil in hell can stop what God has already ordained for your life. Your waiting will turn into a testimony. Your pain will turn into power. Your tears will turn into joy. Don't give up now. You're closer to your due season than you think. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. God bless you.